Hey there everybody, Robert Taylor with Wonderscape Creations doing the next video for the Ninja Bear suite of plugins. So we are going to set up the player vital attributes here in the top left corner. Obviously you can place them wherever you want, but that is where I'll be placing mine. So the first thing we need to do is create the widgets. So we're going to come here into our content drawer, and then I'm going to create a folder and name it UI. Then a new folder, I'm going to call it HUD. And then open this up, child widgets. The HUD widget itself will go right here, but we're not doing that first. First, we're creating the child widget. So right click, go to user interface and widget blueprint. And we need to search for Ninja Combat Base Widget. Select that, open it up, and we're going to name this BP underscore vitals. Oh no, WBP, sorry, because it's a widget blueprint. And vitals. And we're going to open it up. And you're not going to see view models and view bindings. Ignore that for now. We will touch on that very soon. So now we are going to go ahead and design the widget. Now I have recreated the widgets that is used in the videos that Uriel has done already. So that's the one we're going to do. It's going to be really easy. Sorry, I needed to open it up so that I have the whole structure set up correctly. So the first thing we are going to want is a vertical box. So I'm just going to search here in the palette for vertical box. Drag, you can either drag it into this right window or directly onto the hierarchy, which is what I do. Excuse me. Now the next thing I'm going to do is up here in the top right where you see fill screen. I'm going to change it to desired on screen. That way I'm going to know roughly the size that it's going to be. Now, next thing that I'm going to do is a size box. I think that is for all of them. No, it is not. Perfect. Excuse me. Size box. Going to drag that onto the vertical box. And we're going to select it. And I'm going to override the width and height. You don't have to do this part. You can have child widgets do it for you. But because we're not creating a child widget to go into this widget, I'm going to override them here. I'm going to override it to 500 and then 25. Now that we know roughly the size, I'm going to zoom on in so I can see it better. The next thing we are going to want is an overlay widget. That is so that we can have more than one aspect in here, because if you want text, you need to have an overlay widget because the size box can only have one child, which is the overlay. The overlay can have multiple children. And that was just with me playing with it. I wanted to make sure you guys had that there for if you chose to do it. The next thing we want is the progress bar. Put that in there. As you can see right now, it looks a bit on the ridiculous side. If I come over here to overlay, just to confirm that it is fill horizontal and fill vertical. Now if we come to the progress bar, it is not. We're going to fill horizontal and vertical. Then we want to increase this ever so slightly so that we can see the different colors. Now what we want to do is get our reds taken care of. And I myself, not our reds, but our colors, but they are red in this case. I'm here to background. I'm going to go to tint. I'm going to select it. Find a red that you like. And then I also put the alpha for these at 0.4. You can put them lower or higher. That's completely up to you. Hit save. So remember that's in style, background to image, tint. Now we're going to scroll down to the fill opacity, color and opacity. Find a red that you like. Make sure that it stays at an alpha of 1. And then hit OK. Now, we need to make sure that the progress bar is a variable, and we're going to rename it. And I have mine named health bar. Excuse me. So now that we have that done, we can come over here, select this size box, Control C, select the vertical, Control V, Control V. Now we have 3 of them. Now we're going to come over here to health bar 1, and it's going to be stamina bar. And then this one will be mana bar. Now then, obviously, we need to change the colors. Come here to the style, background to image, color. Do this. I'm going to copy it. Okay. And then come down here to the fill color and opacity. Change that to 1. Good to go. Now for the mana bar. We do it one more time. Change this to a bluish color. I'm going to copy it. Okay. Down here to the red. Make sure that I change the alpha to a 1. I'll make mine a little darker. There we go. And now we have this part done. This is just the visuals. The next thing we need to do is a new-ish setup plugin that is now in beta, although it's going to show up as experimental on us, but on UE5's website, it's beta. It's in beta. Don't know. It's probably just a bug on our side. Regardless, it works. It's great. It's called UMG View Models. I have a video on it that I did last week to go more into detail about it. And it's not something that we ourselves are going to touch on really at all until we get to making our own widgets, which I don't know when we're going to be doing that. And by our own widgets, I mean like strength, intelligence, things like that. So next, let's real quick go to the graph so that we do not forget the most important part here. We need to right click near the event construct and do set combat actor. This is an interface set up by Ninja. We're going to right click, get a reference to self. And then we will right click and do get owning player pawn. Move that down. We have that done. This is going to help set up all of the view models on the C++ side, at least that Ninja provides. So the next thing we're going to do is we need to add the view models. If you don't see them, come over here to Windows, View Bindings, View Models. Make sure those are set. And then you'll see your windows, place them where you want. Now we need, sorry, I'm going back to my notes here. So come up here to View Model. We go to Ninja Combat View Model and choose Combat Vitals and hit Select. Now, before we do absolutely anything, it is important that we select the View Model _ Combat Vitals here in the View Model window. Come up here to Creation Type and change this to Create Instance. Otherwise, it will not work. You can dismiss that because it's annoying. The next thing we need to do is set up the bars. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can just add widget and then make the selection, or you can, in this instance, if I hit health bar, it's going to say add widget health bar. And what it's doing is it's adding it. It's adding it to the bindings. So now that we're here, there's a few things we need to set up, and I understand that this looks overwhelming, but I promise you it is extremely easy. So here at health bar, we just click on it and we look for percent and select that and hit select. Now we come over here to this empty field. We select it. We go to the view model underscore combat vitals and we look for health percent. We hit select. And we need to do that for all of the bars. So then we come back here, find the percent, come over here, view models, stamina percent, select, and now select the mana bar, add widget mana bar, look for percent, over here, view model, and magic percent. Select, compile, and save. Now we have that done. But it's not going to do anything because right now it's not showing up on our HUD, and it's not showing up on our HUD because we currently do not have one. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to open it up here because then nothing's in the way. We'll go back up to HUD and let me go into my stuff. Okay, right click and a widget blueprint, and I use the common user widget. Select. You can use a regular user widget. There's not going to be any difference from what we're doing in this series. And I'm going to name this WBP HUD. Now I'm going to open it up. And the very first thing that I will do is put up a canvas panel. And now that we have our canvas panel, it can stay at fill screen because it's going to fill our screen. And the next thing that we want to do is find our widget blueprint player, our widget blueprint vitals that we just created. Place it in there. We come over here, size to content is the first thing we need to check, and it's going to size it to how we want it. And in my instance, I want it in the top left corner, but obviously not touching it. For those of you who want it somewhere else, make sure that you set the appropriate anchor. That way it follows where the anchor is. Place mine just like that. Hit compile and save. Just want to make sure that there's nothing I need to do in here. Okay, no. It's with inventory that we have more to do. This is now set up as much as it needs to be. Now, we still need to make the HUD blueprint. This is the widget blueprint. We're going to come back over here to our game mode, right click, blueprint, and in the all classes, just type in HUD, and you have HUD. Ninja does not have its own HUD. It doesn't really need it. Let's select. And now I'll do BP underscore my HUD. As I'm sticking with the my stuff. Let's open up the game mode. And we need to find our HUD class and set that up. Compile and save. So now you would think if you hit play, it would work. It won't. There is still one more step we need to do. We need to open our new HUD. Go into the event graph and type create widget. And we are looking for our WBP HUD. There we go. And then we will a couple things. First, we're going to promote to variable, and we'll do HUD. No, not just HUD reference. That will be confusing. HUD widget reference. We'll drag out of here and do add to viewport. There we go. Compile and save. Now, if you recall, the vitals are only here at like, roughly 20%. Now, when we hit play, if all worked, it is now at 100%. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we get our vitals HUD widget set up. So, oops, for some reason, I decided to hit F1 instead of escape. Well, that is everything for this video. I will see you in the next one, and we are going to tackle inventory. Have a good day.